Hey everyone, I want to talk about this topic a while ago because I always see it on my YouTube recommended, and I think it can damage a lot of people's views on gacha games, and especially story-driven gacha games like Wuthering Waves. And it's that rerolling on different accounts will ruin your Wuthering Waves experience. I think I can speak on everyone here that Wuthering Waves is supposed to be a story-driven game backed by its grinding and gacha system. It's supposed to attract you by explaining its story of suffering that the world is experiencing and what the story has to offer. Obviously, it being a gacha game will have you look at very attractive characters that a lot of players want to pull for, like let's say Changli, Yinlin, or Shangli Yao. But I think rerolling for that specific character will just completely ruin your experience of Wuthering Waves' story and what it has to offer. And this is something that I think is super important that a lot of players need to understand about gacha games, just gacha game in general. And it's that no matter what kind of characters players get, it's 100% the journey that matters. I think I was lucky since I was able to get Verena on my first try, but if I either got Ling Yang or any of the worst 5-star characters in the standard banner, I would still have played the game nonetheless. I think a lot of people need to understand that rerolling for characters you need will just lead you to burnout, and within a week or two you'll most likely stop playing the game, since only caring about the characters you want won't make you experience what Wuthering Waves wants to offer for you. I think what's cool about Wuthering Waves is its world building and what the story is. I think the grinding and gacha is just part of what it has to make money, but what Kuro wants to give you guys is Rover's story and the memories that he lost and him getting them back and going at Jinzhou, as well as the suffering that humans are experiencing against acid discords. Again, there's a lot more that goes into the story, but the video will be super long and I won't be able to cover what I want to say in one video. But what I'm saying is, repeating the beginning of the story will make you just straight up hate it, and you'll start having habits of just skipping over and over again, leading you to basically only caring about meta and what characters comes next, rather than what Kuro really wants to show you, leading to severe burnout and just ending up quitting the game. I'm not saying that rerolling is a bad thing. If you're able to have the tenacity of playing the game from the beginning over and over again and still want to keep up with the story, then that's amazing. But I think being able to accept what you get in your first account/run is something worth noting and should be addressed. And again, you see a lot of content creators making reroll guides when in reality they shouldn't be doing that, especially in Wuthering Waves, since it's just extremely generous in terms of its rewards and characters that it gives you. You get to choose the 5-star characters that you want in the first manner. You also are guaranteed a 5-star character after about 60 pulls as well, which is kind of insane. I think what's nice about Kuro as well is that they are trying not to make players reroll, which is great, but again, minimizing the issue isn't going to make it go away. But also, this can be applied to any gacha games you play, whether it's Genshin, Honkai, or any other gacha. Rerolling is still pretty bad, since your experience or just view of the game will be soured and more boring. But if we're talking about Wuthering Waves, what's nice about the game is that meta doesn't really matter. I think the reason why players want to reroll is that they want the best characters in the game, but what Kuro offers is a roster of extremely good characters that can pretty much finish up endgame pretty easily. A rover team can clear Tower of Adversity pretty easily, and he's literally free. Even Ling Yang, considered one of the worst 5-star characters in the game right now, still is able to clear Tower of Adversity on a decent level. Obviously, you'd have to grind a bit more than other stronger characters than Jinshi, but it's still pretty good. Even there's a YouTuber called Ling Yang Senpai, I'm pretty sure. He cleared Tower Adversity with Ling Yang himself, which is the worst character in the game. Again, having that character you need is a nice start, but also not getting the character that you would have hoped for might also open your eyes to different avenues where you start being a bit more creative with the pool of characters you have, which is honestly super cool in my opinion. And let's not forget about reruns. Kuro will always rerun for all the characters that you want, so being a bit patient will help you quite a lot, especially if you love the game and you want to stick with it. Let's say, for example, 1.3, Yunlin or Jian will get a rerun in their banner, and they're considered one of the best characters in the game. Even though they were available before, Kuro still gives a chance for older characters to come back. So rerolling isn't really worth it in my opinion. What's also bad about rerolling is that the characters that you eventually were able to get through rerolling will eventually get power crept. I know power creep is a bad but necessary concept that gacha game companies like Kuro use, but think about how much time you spent rerolling for that one character, and in the end, another better one would come out in the future. Again, we can take a look at Shorekeeper. She is, or she will be, the best character in the game, power creeping Verena, which is also one of the best characters, or actually literally the best character in the game. You can play her in every single team and she will be good. And look at her being power crept by Shorekeeper. This is a crazy thing to think about, and I think everyone should take note of that as well. So that was basically it for the video. I hope you enjoyed this one. I know it's a bit shorter than the other ones. Usually it's about 7 to 6 minutes, but this was something that was a lot in my mind recently, and even with Honkai Impact 3rd, a lot of people still wanted to reroll. I used to say that rerolling is a bad thing even in Honkai Impact, and now I'm saying it in Wuthering Waves because rerolling is just a really bad thing that people need to stop doing, since it's just gonna ruin your perspective or perception of what Wuthering Waves wants to offer for you. And it's the story, the grinding, the events that it has, and every other stuff that is not character driven. And I think everyone should take note of that, especially in Wuthering Waves and what Kuro wants to give you guys. So thank you guys so much for watching the video. If you enjoyed the video, make sure to leave a like and subscribe. The support has been actually amazing, and I'm really grateful. So yeah, thank you guys so much for watching, and I'll see you in the next one. Peace out.